I have started recording because I am notorious for forgetting to press it. So when we so whenever you're ready, Chrissy, it's up to you if you want to give it a few minutes, whatever you want. And if you need, do you need to screen share at all?
No, I don't. I'm fine.
Okay.
I am old school. I've got everything in notes.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. So you want to give it a few minutes, but whenever you're ready to start, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you. I'll just give it a minute or two. Okay. Isn't it funny? I've done so many Zooms in my life, and I don't think I've ever been as nervous as I have for this one. Oh, I don't even know why. Can be doing it for years and you still get sweaty palm syndrome.
I mean, to be honest, I get that way too. I think Shanine sometimes has moments like that too. And I think that just goes to show like you're passionate about what you're about to say and you just want to have it to connect with that one person. And I know, Kirsty,
Mhm.
whatever you're going to say, it's going to connect with people because I feel like a lot of us have been in that moment. And just to see you on the other side, you're going to inspire so many people. So I can't wait to hear your story.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Right, so I am probably not going to put the comments up. So I do apologise if you ask me a question and I don't answer it, only because if I have the comment section up, I get so distracted, I will completely forget what I'm talking about. So if anyone does have anything that they specifically want to ask me, feel free to come off mute if it's super important. Or at the end, we'll do a little Q&A. Or if you want to message me directly, that's obviously something that we could do as well. Just, yeah, so distracted very, very easily. Um, so, talking about distractions, I will probably get a child or two or a dog coming in because it's not a Zoom with me, without my children coming in or my husband and just making it absolute chaos. I am I'm super nervous, but I'm super duper honoured to be asked to do this because I've been in the industry for 8 years now, and I can't quite grasp that people, one, spend their time out of their day to listen to me. And that actually that's people think that I've got enough to say to inspire other people. So like Crystal just said, if it resonates with at least one of you, then it's absolutely worth it without a doubt. So let's talk about bouncing back into business. I'm gonna tell you my story. So obviously, on the post that Crystal put up, there was a little insight of what's been happening recently in my business. But I wanted to go right back to the beginning because it's been 8 years in the industry. And if I was to say it was plain sailing, I would be lying because it's not. And that's normal in everyday life, isn't it? And I think we can really portray so much positivity online because that's what we've got to do without a doubt. But I think it's really important that you understand that if you've been through rough times or business has been really hard, and you've took a knock, that you're not on your own and there are absolute ways of getting around it and getting through it as well. So let's go back. I've got my notes. I can't see them. I've got my blur on because my room's a mess. Excuse me. I feel like if anyone from the UK, do you remember that program, This Is Your Life? And they'd get the big red book out and they'd go through everything. I feel like this is what I'm doing. I'm going all the way back to November 2018 in the life of Kristy Roberts as a network marketer. So that is where my proper network marketing journey started 8 years ago, but almost 8 years ago now. And it began because, if I'm completely and openly honest with you, and I don't talk about this very often, it was, like I said, the beginning of November, and I didn't have a single Christmas present bought, and I didn't have a clue how I was going to buy anyone anything that year, because my other job is a slim and well consultant, and nobody wants to be healthy or lose weight in November and December. So I had to find something. I had to find something quick. So I give it a go. I started with my last company, the Body Shop at Home, and I absolutely fell in love with what this was all about. I went online, I washed my face, I did my makeup, all of the things that everybody was doing, and it was just absolutely incredible. I didn't understand the power, I suppose, that this kind of business could do. I was very much sailing along, doing my own little thing, not really understanding that you could completely overhaul your life from it. So much so, I was building my business up without even realizing I wasn't building a team, but I had a team, which sounds absolutely crazy. But this is how passionate in the beginning. And I think it's so important to remind yourself of that passion in the beginning, because if it might not feel like it's there now, it is deep down. Without a shadow of doubt, just remind yourself why you started in the beginning and how it felt then and what you was doing. So in the beginning, I was sharing everything about this. I was sharing how much I loved it. I was sharing how much I loved the products. I was sharing what it was doing for my family. I was sharing days out. So real attraction marketing stuff. And to be honest, I didn't even know what attraction marketing was in the beginning, but I was doing it without even trying. And that was when in the August, so what, 10 months after beginning, my upline at the time said, Kristy, you're basically at leadership level. You've just got these two little hurdles to get over. Let's do it. And I refused. I refused. I said, I don't want to be responsible for other people. I don't want a team. It's not why I joined. And it was very overwhelming to begin with. But in the August, it happened quite naturally. And then in the September, I attended my first conference. Now, if you was at the Super Saturday UK event, some of the bits I talk about, it'd be like it's repeated. So forgive me if it gets a bit boring because you've already heard it. But yeah, that conference completely changed my life because I walked in to what I thought would be a boring work conference. Like I've never gone to a meeting that's exciting before in my life. And it was like a hen do. It was like a, what do you call it in America, a bachelorette party. It was insane, but there's like 3,000 people there at 8 o'clock in the morning without a single drop of alcohol. And I just was like, this is my life. This is incredible. Um, and from that moment, it was 18 months of hyper growth. It went absolutely insane. Business just completely exploded. And that was from the conference and my excitement, but also it was from COVID as well. So obviously that really helped business grow. And it was, like I say, 18 months of incredibleness, reaching the highest highs in business, going from wanting to earn £50 a week to earning £5,000 a month. And I was just like, how is this happening to someone like me that doesn't even understand what this is about? Which is crazy. But it was, and it was amazing. And it was the most incredible couple of years, year and a half to start off with. So it's really important to put that in. But stuff happens along the way. Business changes, personal life and circumstances can really impact what happens. And I've got my dates, my timestamps and everything. December 2020, yeah, because she was born in 2021. I found out I was pregnant. And it was everything I'd ever dreamed of. It was only because of network marketing that we decided to have a second baby because we could financially support it. And it was always a dream of mine, but I've got 3 stepchildren. So I was like, you know what? I've got my one, just be happy with that. But then we had a change of heart. And with that pregnancy came the worst time of my life. Oh God, I'm probably going to cry. I had some tissues. Oh look, I just threw some tissues out of my bag. I was like, I won't need them. I might need them. Um, it was incredibly challenging because I'd got the most amazing first pregnancy, and it was almost the second I found out I was pregnant, my whole body changed, my mental health changed. This outgoing, bubbly, successful person just wasn't even there anymore. Like, she vanished what felt like overnight, and it completely impacted my business massively because I just didn't show up. I couldn't show up. I'd gone from being there 24/7 to not being able to even get on a Zoom or answer anybody in a chat. It was horrendously difficult times that yeah. So anyway, after about 6 months of really, really struggling with it on my own and not telling anybody, but it was so obvious that something wasn't right, I got help. I got help from the mental health team. For somebody that has never struggled with a mental health, I've always sympathised, but I've never really understood it. To be told that I had severe anxiety and depression was obvious. But it was really, really heartbreaking because I just was like two completely different people from before being pregnant to this person who just wasn't me. Wasn't me at all. And it massively, massively affected myself. I'm not quite sure how my husband is still with me nowadays, if I'm completely honest. But he stood by me where a lot of people wouldn't have done. But my business crumbled. I'd gone from having this massive, successful organization to it all completely falling apart. And it absolutely was to do with COVID because people were going back to work. And I know, and if you was in the business at that time, you will have felt it yourself as well. Business would have peaked and then it would have fallen. And I think as an organisation, as an industry, like we would have all gone through that. But I can't help, but I don't blame myself now. But at the time, I was so hard on myself because I felt like it was completely my fault because of what I was going through. But yeah, so that was that. It was pretty horrendous. And I think the most important thing that I ever did in that situation was be really open and honest with everybody. Not afterwards, but when I felt like I could be. Because it really allowed people to understand that I actually wasn't just not bothered. I just couldn't physically do it. So this is where it comes about the bouncing back. The bouncing back side of it. To be fair, I didn't bounce back straight into business then. But what I'm really, really proud of is that I didn't quit. I could have easily quit. Like I lost so much of my team, my income, my sense of belonging, I suppose. I'd had all this purpose and then it kind of was stripped away from me because of my mental health breakdown. And I could have just fallen out of love with the industry and decided not to carry on with it. But I just knew, I mean, one, being a mum, that this is the best thing that you can ever do to support your kids and be in your kids' life. But I just knew that I had to keep going. So for the next 2 years, I was still recovering. And I would say I'm like 95% there. About 5% sometimes it creeps back in, but from where I was, it's really made such a difference. But yeah, I would probably say for the 2 years after that, I plodded along with my business, which was okay. Looking back now, again, I was quite hard on myself at the time, but I think if you've gone through something so traumatic, it would have saved you a fortune if you Kate. I'm trying not to look at the comments, but they keep popping up every so often. You're my best customer, now look at you. But it was, you know what, to be fair, oh, I get a bit emotional. The plodding along kept me going. It gave me some kind of purpose again. And I just, yeah, that was that. I did have purpose, but oh gosh, my belly's doing flips. Okay. So sometimes it doesn't come as a big, massive return. It's not a big successful return to business when things have gone wrong. Sometimes you just have to kind of plod along. And then January 2024, I would have probably never left my other business because I felt really loyal to it. I felt really loyal to the people that were still there in my team. Um, and I didn't leave. They closed in January, straight after Christmas, straight after New Year's. And they just decided to completely take our businesses off us overnight. And being self-employed, you're left with no backup plan. And if you was in that company, which I know there might be a few of you on here that were, you'll know exactly how it felt, because it genuinely felt like my heart had been ripped out of me. Everything I had built, even though it crumbled, everything that I was still holding on to was taken off me overnight. I lost my team, I lost my income. And again, the purpose that I was still holding on to, that I tried to rebuild, was, it just had fallen apart again. I just remember not sleeping. I'd like to say not eating, but I eat all through all my emotions. That would have helped me to lose a few pounds, wouldn't it? But yeah, I'm so glad that I'm here with you as well. I really, really am. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have moved and I wouldn't be here doing this now. And you know what? The last 2.5 years wouldn't have happened. So that leads me on to the next bit. um, let's just, I keep getting distracted by the comments. I feel like I should have them up there, but then I just would not know what I'm talking about. So forgive me. If I grab some comments, and I'll, yeah. It was a horrible time, Caroline. It was horrendous, wasn't it? It really, really was. But everything happens for a reason. Everything that is literally putting you on the floor, knocking the wind out of you, making you lose sleep will always be leading you on to the next thing. And I've got a real belief in that now. When I was younger, I didn't. It was always why is this happening to me? But as I've got older and things have happened in my life, and through my mental health breakdown, I had some really good counselling and therapy, which I'd highly recommend, by the way. It allowed me to really understand how to look at things in a different perspective. And now I'm not forcing any kind of toxic positivity on people. I think that's really important. If you're feeling your feelings, live in them. That's absolutely fine. It really is. But don't stay in them, I think, is the biggest thing. So let's get positive again for a minute. It's like a roller coaster ride, this, isn't it? We bounced back, we fell back down again, and then pharmacy happened. Well, it didn't quite happen. Well, it did. It didn't. It did and it didn't. I think it was the 10th of January. Body Shop said, closing your business. Overnight, bang, everything just went. And it was a decision of what do I do? And the majority of my wider team went to another company, and I didn't. I took a different direction, and everyone thought I was mad. Everyone was like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you going with your team? But when you just have that gut feeling of, I just have to see what this is about. I've never heard of the company, which was another thing. Like, people are like, you're crazy, of all the companies you could have chosen, and the directions that other people have gone, and the people that you already know, like, why I always go with your gut. Exactly. And that's what I did. I remember having a call with Cortland. Oh, I miss him so much. And coaching, before deciding to do it. And it just gave me that feeling, that fire, the excitement of the unknown, but the fact that they hadn't launched. Like, I didn't even know what a ground floor opportunity was. And I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't understand that terminology until I was in it. And I was like, oh, this is really exciting. And it was a gem. And it was really, really exciting. And I remember speaking to my dad about it and my mum. And they're not the kind of people, I love them to bits, but they're not the kind of people that give me that, like, advice every so often. They just kind of let me get on with my life. And my dad said to me, what have you got to lose, kid? Like, what have you got to lose? And I was like, I've just lost everything. I've not lost everything, but in business terms, I was like, I've literally just lost my whole business. If I do it and it doesn't work, then I've not lost a single thing. I can go and follow everybody else and go to these other businesses. Or if I do it and it works, then wonderful things could really happen. And yeah, they did. They did. Oh, I know. Christopher. He's fabulous, bless him. Not a man of many words unless he's had a drink, and he was sober that day actually. Um, so yeah, so January 2024, joined pharmacy. It blew up. Again, everything that I'd done in the November 18 when I joined Body Shop, the excitement, the showing the products, the just being everywhere and talking about it came flooding back. Remember, after what you've been through, if anything's happened, you need to remind yourself of purpose, why, and how excited you absolutely can be with it as well. And this is what pharmacy brought back to me then. Um, and it did. It blew up. Like we've had and are having the most incredible time. Some months we've had like £75,000 worth of products put on in one single month. Like they're some of the biggest kind of numbers in my whole career in this industry. But let's be honest, when something's new, it's shiny and it's exciting. And you know, lots of people join, lots of people want to know what it's about, and then you get this stagnant, and then you've got a bit of a drop off, and that's what's happened. Um, yeah, that's what's happened, and it's sometimes really hard to accept that. I think sometimes you can always want that growth, you want the momentum, you want it to keep going, but actually, I think, and this might make you cringe, but I love the saying consistency is key. I think it really is. You have to keep consistent with your business. When it's not doing as well as it used to be, that doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means it's a little bit different, and that's fine, especially if you've just launched in a business as well. Um, a couple of years of just really amazingness, like earning multiple trips, seeing my team win, earning incredible amounts of money, just lots of exciting things happening and falling in love with a new brand again. And it has been incredible, which leads me to May/June 2026. Not that long ago. um, where I lost all three of my leaders in 1 month. Overnight, people decided to take new directions. And it took me back to that place of I'm losing my purpose, I'm losing my team, I'm losing everything I've built. And I sat in it for probably about 5 days thinking, do I crumble and watch it all fall apart again? Do I get influenced and move as well? Or my saying, which a lot of us have been saying, do I stay in my lane? Do I just keep on doing what I've been doing and keep my focus into what I've been focusing on, and that is pharmacy? Because go back in 2 months ago, before all of this has happened, from all of everything that's happened within my business, from multiple people leaving and going in different directions, was I worried and upset 2 months ago? No, I wasn't. So I actually have to really keep focus and hold of that. And I need to remind myself why I started, for what I want it to be. And it can still be that. It can absolutely still be that. And it is still being that. And what's been really, really nice is actually seeing our teams kind of come together and really hold each other and just go, right, let's focus on what it is that we want out of the business. And I'm really, really proud to say that I've got a leader about to pop out in literally the next few days. I'm just so excited building back. It could have been, let's crumble and forget it. It's not going to happen. I'm so excited for it. I really, really am. But it's within touching distance, and not just that, this has really been able to give me a focus on actually more people within my business? Who else needs my help? Who else needs the focus that we're going to be able to build together? And it's just give me a redirection. And I think this is the thing when things feel like they're falling apart, it's because other things are to be put back together or put together as well. So you sometimes have to do a little bit more digging and figuring it out, I suppose. And like I say, it's not a matter of not sitting in your thoughts and feelings. You are allowed to be upset, you are allowed to be worried, you are allowed to feel a certain way, but just don't stay there. Make a plan of action and as I've already said, stay in your own lane. And that is that. Thank you. Any questions? Let me get my comments open. Sorry. Oh, God, why is this happening to me? Yeah, absolutely. Why, instead of why it's happening, what is it teaching me? It's so important because there will always be a lesson, there will always be a direction that it's taking you on as well. Thank you so much for coming on and listening. I think our team's very resilient. Yeah, and you know what? And this is the thing, isn't it? Like people will go, and I think what's really important is to understand that people are allowed to. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong. People have to do what they want to do, what's best for them at that given time. Just don't let it shadow your own purpose as well, and remind yourself what you're capable of, why you started, and remind yourself where you're going as well. Your energy's back. It is. It really, 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 really is. What is this teaching me? Yeah, that's it. Let's go, girls. And if any fellas, if there's any fellas on here as well. Um, close. Oh, Lynn, I love having you in our closer community as well. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments now. Um, okay. Right then, thank you. Okay, I think I'm done. There she is.
Kristy, this was so great. And I think these calls just get better and better because one, I love being able to learn more about the UK team, but I also feel like it just brings us, everybody, closer together, just hearing everyone's story, the struggles, what we're overcoming,
Yeah,
what we're doing together. And like you said, sometimes things have to fall apart to fall back together where they're supposed to be. I've always wanted the collaboration and community like this, but I've always said I don't micromanage and I don't step on toes. And I truly feel like everything happens for a reason. And we've been able to come together like this for a reason for the
yeah,
community. Like, I feel like people needed this. And just hearing everybody's stories, man, it just like pulls on my heart. But I'm so happy to see people growing all together. Like, because that's what this is
yeah,
all about. Like, when we have the community part down, that's when you're going to start to see a lot more growth within the team in different ways. And that's so special to me. I know I'm over here in the US and Shanine's in Canada, and you guys are all the way over in the UK. And then we have Linda in Ireland. Like, I just love having Zooms like this because we feel like we're all together, even though we're miles apart. And
yeah.
that's a beautiful thing with what we get to do every single day. A beautiful thing that we can come together in an industry like this. So I absolutely love it. Shanita, do you want to say anything before I take a picture?
I just want to say something that really resonated with me because I'm this way, and I'm just so glad somebody else said it in a much cuter accent than I have.
Not sure about that.
But I truly love that you said that during those down times for you, like those difficult times, which, one day I'll reshare my story because I've been through the mental health roller coaster myself, plodding along in your business. And so many people right now that I've talked to on my team are doing just that, but they're not realizing the plodding along is eventually getting them
Yeah,
to where they need to be so that things can restart for them. Right now, they're in that like central focus of, I don't know what's going on in my life. Everything is horrible. My life is like a big mess.
Yeah.
I can't seem to do this or that. It's just a lot of negativity, a lot of self-wallowing, not a lot of self-reflection. So you saying, plodding along in your business, and then you did that for 2 years. Anybody who watches the replay or anybody who's watching this right now, I hope that hits you right here because that hit me right here. I was like, yes, yes. And this just shows like not to give up, to keep going because here's something else, ladies. Like if Kristy had have given up every time those things happened to her and she just went somewhere else to restart, the same thing would occur over and over and over and over again. It doesn't change just because you change places. Things change when you change your mindset. That's
Yeah.
different. So it doesn't matter where you're at in terms of like what company you're with. It matters where your mindset is with the company that you're at and how you can move forward. So I loved that you said that, Kristy. Like that just hit me and I had to like look away a few times because I was gonna cry with your story. And I don't want to be emotional today.
It's
So,
okay as well. That's fine.
but I truly, truly love this. And I'm
Thank
really
you.
sad that we never connected earlier because I'm kind of obsessed with you. I was like creeping your Instagram too. So sorry.
It's fine. Oh, no, and this is the thing, isn't it? And I think that plodding a long time give me time to reflect and learn a lot of lessons of what would I do differently next time if I get the chance to build again and have success again, which I've been luckily enough to have. What would I do differently? How would I protect myself from some of the things that have happened in the past? And I think it's helped me to bounce back from this even quicker than last time. So instead of 2 years, it's been 2 weeks.
Awesome. Are you ready for your picture, Crystal? Everyone has to come on their camera. Show us your pharmacy pearly white teeth. So Crystal could take her picture.
Right, there's 2 pages, so give me a sec. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And the next page. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll send these in the chats for y'all to use. Thank you, Kristy, so much. And thanks
All
for
right.
taking that last minute for me too. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Talk
Thank
to
you,
you later.
ladies. Bye.